What's up, everybody? Welcome to another show, NBA show from SBR. Make sure you guys go to sbrpicks.com/NBA. Check out all the articles, the NBA content we have over there. I'm your host, Jay Money. That's my guy, Jordan Sharp. That's my guy, Junior Brown. Today, we breaking down this game four, the NBA Finals, pivotal game four, I must say, man. What's up with you guys? Junior, everything cool with you?
Smack City, repping for my guy Jay Money. Yeah, everything's good. Been quiet. It's weird that there's just not really that many games. I was been on soccer, hit that Italy, loving that shit. No, I'm just kidding, but I'm interested to see what y'all got to say about these games, and what y'all got to say about today. I'll just tell you right now, I'm on Suns plus the points, plus 4.5. No need for me to waste time. That's what I'm on. Plus my son's future bet. So it's been sun, and that ain't changing. I'm trying to set the sun on these Bucks. But anyways, Jordan, how have you been since the last time we seen you?
Great, man. I feel the same way. Yeah, it's weird that we haven't talked in a while, but here we are again, and I'm once again excited as well as you are to break down here Game 4. Can't complain about Sunday's results. Had Bucks first half. I wrote it up for the website on Friday. I mashed that in 2 days before the game on Sunday, like on Friday. So felt great about that. Hit a nice prop bet, which I'm running back again. Don't want to spoil that just yet, but we're hitting it again for Game 4. So feeling good. I like this game, and selfishly as well, I have a Suns at 5 and Suns and 6 tickets in my pocket. So it would be very nice for the road team to get a win here in this one. I don't have any action on the full game line, but feeling kind of the same way. Needing this one for the Suns, son.
Got you. Hey, I know you guys are gonna be on the son, my guys. But yeah, let's get to it. You guys already segues into it, man. So let's talk about this game four. Obviously, only one game today. Game 3, the Bucks did come out and did what they were supposed to do, end up winning that game by 20. Had Drake Crowder go out there 6 for 7 threes. Giannis another 40 and 10 game. Obviously, he shot more free throws than the whole team than the Suns. But what do you expect in a team down 0-2, right? So what do we see? We see the whole team, the home team's getting the calls, the role players playing better at the house, and we know Devin Booker didn't have a good game as well, Jordan, in the last game. So what do you think about that Game 3? And you think anything? What do you think the main thing that changes from Game 3 to Game 4, my guy?
Oh, like everything. There were so many things, and I think this is like kind of leaning me towards the Suns here in this one full game, because I just don't understand why we're at 5 now. Like this is kind of like almost like just saying that Game 3's results gonna run back the same in Game 4. Which, I mean, like, I think the shell-shocked Suns kind of in those into the second quarter and then into the third quarter runs that Milwaukee went on, I think the crowd kind of egged that on a little bit, and whereas it wouldn't have been as bad, I think, in another environment. So whereas that's going to stay the same, I think there are so many things that could, probably like course correct a little bit themselves for the Suns here. Namely, the Suns not named Jay Crowder are not going to be 3 for 23 from beyond the arc. I know it's the road. I know that obviously teams shoot better at home, which they proved in games 1 and 2, but it's not going to happen again. There's absolutely no way that happens again. And you mentioned it, Devin Booker, guys like that. Mikal Bridges had 4 turnovers. He's one of the lowest turnover guys in the league during the regular season. Randomly just had 4 turnovers on the road. 24-year-old, first like huge playoff game of his career on the road. Probably a little shell shocked. Like I said, the free throw discrepancy, as you mentioned. The Suns gave up like 10 uncontested 3-pointers. They didn't all go in. But if you go back and watch some of the shots that the Bucks were getting, it's just ridiculous how wide open some of these guys were in the corner or on the wing, whereas they were just running some simple action. I think the Suns kind of correct that a little bit as well. And a lot of those, like, a couple air balls just landed in the Bucks' laps. Like Brook Lopez and Giannis both got dunks off of like air balls. There were some good Suns deflections that just randomly ended up in a Bucks player's hands that they got, layups or kickouts for a 3. It's just a lot of 50-50 balls like that just, I think, even themselves up. And we don't have Scott Foster reffing this game. So the home court advantage that he gives is not there for the Milwaukee Bucks. I think that it's making me lean towards the Bucks here. That being said, I think the first half I'm actually kind of leaning more towards the other way. I think the Bucks, I think they still have the advantage of the Suns can't stop Giannis, and that's a problem that I don't think is going to be course correct. I actually think that, as he's shown this entire series, that's going to continue. He looks perfectly healthy. So lean in the Suns, but my pick here in this one's Pat Connaughton over 13.5 points, rebounds, and assists in this one. He was 12.5 last game, going 13.5 this one. I just think that they're going to go small more. You saw it last game when the Suns went micro ball and Cam Johnson was their center. They played really well and were playing catch up there, and I think they do that more. And that kind of is keeping me off the total a little bit. But I do think with them going small and obviously no DiVincenzo, they need to match the Suns bench. I think Connaughton continues to play 30 minutes. He's been a machine the last 3 or 4 games, carrying over from when Giannis was out to now, but he's back here in the finals. So I think he continues to get a lot of minutes. 13.5 points, rebounds, and assists, not enough for him. I think he goes over that one.
That's a damn good look, Jordan. I must say. I know his points sitting at around 7.5.
Yeah.
He's out there. He's going to get the 3-point attempts, Jordan. That's a damn good look by you. I must say I was leaning that way myself, Junior. What you looking at in this one? What you think the main thing that'll change from Game 3 to Game 4, other than Scott Foster not reffing, Junior?
I'm not sure. I want to send a shout out to everybody in the chat that supports the show. We appreciate y'all. I feel like I'm saying these things. There's not that many shows left, obviously, with the season winding down. I want to shout out our Monty 1012 because he's flipping right now. Like, he's tripping. Like, he does not like that me and Jordan don't like the Bucks right now. But I don't say anyone that watches this show like. I get that some of y'all got a favorite team and you like certain teams. I don't give a shit about any team. I just like money. So if I pick against your team, it's not personal. I'm just trying to make $1. Now, as far as the Bucks go, they're going to make adjustments, and I think they actually probably win this game. I'm just taking the points with the Suns because I see good value in it because I think the Suns are going to keep it close. I think Devin Booker's going to show up. He had a really, really bad game last game. He kind of got benched. Mm-hmm. I know you can't really get benched and when you're down 18 in the fourth quarter, but he's the only starter that didn't play in that fourth quarter. So Monty Williams kind of was like, "Yo, bro, grab yourself a seat. You don't got it tonight. Get mentally and physically ready for the next game." And I feel like Booker's the type of dude that has a lot of pride, and he's going to come out and show out. I don't think that Giannis can score 40 points again, not because he's incapable, but just because I think that the Suns are a very good defensive teams and they'll make adjustments. I think they're going to try and make the other guys beat them. And other than Drew Holiday in the last game and Chris Middleton in Game 1, because Chris Middleton played pretty well in Game 1, those two have been pretty inconsistent. So I would rather let them guys beat me than say, okay, Giannis, you're going to score, 40 points again for a third straight finals game? I don't think that's really possible, that they could allow that to happen. I'm not saying he can't do it. I'm just saying that their game plan is going to be to stop him, I think, right? That's what I'm thinking, and let the other guys beat him. So I think with that strategy, I think with Phoenix making shots with, I'm not going to say a whistle that evens out, but, Milwaukee got the whistles in Game 3 as they should because Phoenix was getting them in Game 1 and 2. I think Phoenix plays a little bit better, makes way more threes. They shot like 30% from 3. I think all the variance that we saw in Game 3 kind of comes back to the mean. And I think that more of these games than not are going to be 1 to 2 possession games as opposed to 20-point games. I think 20-point games are not going to be the norm. So I'm really just betting on Phoenix being able to keep it close. If you put a gun to my head, I'd probably take Bucks money line as a safest bet because I just think Bucks can't go back to Phoenix down 3-1. They just can't. They know in their minds everybody knows that, but like the way that this series is just played out and what we've seen, Phoenix is not it's just not a scenario they want to get into because Phoenix is going to treat that Game 5 like a Game 7 if they're up 3-1. I promise you that.
Yep.
Exactly. There's a lot to say, man. What Junior said. First off, that I really know is like with Junior saying, hey, if the Suns trying to make Drew Holiday and Middleton beat them, I don't think it's going to work. Because what does that mean? That means that you're, or what is pretty much, are you saying that you let Giannis get his points or you let the other ones? Because what we're seeing, they're putting 3 guys in the paint, make sure Giannis doesn't get to the paint, right? So that's the main thing for them. It's not even that they can't stop him. It's just what they're doing right now isn't really working. When Giannis is getting the foul calls, it's going to be really tough, but they're beating him up pretty bad. They're trying to build a wall, stop him getting into the paint. When he gets into the paint or catches the ball really close to the basket, it's pretty much done. It's barbecue chicken. Another thing I noticed, they run a Giannis with the pick and roll a lot more. I didn't really see this more in the season. They're basically putting Giannis almost at the 5, running the pick and roll, and the switches are just deadly. So it's when it's like, oh, if Middleton makes some shots, if Holiday making some shots, things could get ugly here. I'm kind of going with Jordan here. I do like the Pat Connaughton props, but even more importantly, I like Bobby Portis here, guys, at the house. He's a whole different player. He's the juice spot type of player for Only point total only at 6.5 points. I like it here. He only shot 4 for 11 last game. Still went for 11 points. He's getting the shots are there. The playing time is there. The touches are there. I think he goes for double digits, 10 points in his sleep tonight. So that's my play on today's game. I'm going Bobby Portis. I must say with this full game, it's pretty tough, guys. I do think that the Bucks will even this up. The line is up to 5 now. It is a tall task, but I always say the game will go how the refs are calling it. Maybe we see a more evenly called game, but regardless, the role players been playing a lot better at the house. Like I said, Connaughton, Portis, and we see Holiday and Middleton play a little bit better as well. So when is Middleton going to go off for 30-some points? If it's not Giannis, Middleton could possibly go off. So it's going to be a damn good game. It just really surprised me that people are just like so bullish on the Suns, saying like they're going to bet them every single game, or the money people out here betting Suns money line. And I can see it's not that it can't happen, guys. I'm just saying sometimes you got to see the way the game is going, see the way adjustments. We can't act like there weren't outliers in game 1 and game 2, Jordan, where the Suns first game where they got all the calls, shot way more free throws, and then in game 2, got Mikal Bridges going off for 27 points. They shot 50% for 3. So in each game, there's pretty much an outlier. It's like we could see a close one here, but I think the home teams are playing. They're feeding off the momentum. Road players are playing worse on the road. Road players are playing better at home. So I can see the home team pretty much winning every game of this series, guys. I know it's a lot, but Bobby Portis over 6.5 for me, Jordan. What you think about that one?
I actually do like that a lot. That I might have to ride with you on that simply because I think his points, rebounds, assists is like 12.5 or something like that. Very reasonable tonight. If indeed they follow the formula that's been working for them, as you said, which is put Bobby Portis in for Brook Lopez early and run Giannis still at the 4, but run that 1-4 or 2-4 pick and roll. And you're right, it's been hurting the Suns, and they're going to have to make an adjustment on that. And if they don't, you're right, it's going to be 2-2 heading back to Phoenix. But I do like Bobby. I think that. And it's not that like Brook Lopez is a bad basketball player. It's just a really bad matchup for him because they just exploited him. They exploited him more in Phoenix than they have in Game 3. But Portis, whereas he's not really that much of an improvement on defense, he's a little bit quicker, right? And he gives you a little bit more, a little bit of the same stuff offensively that Brook Lopez gives you, just with a little quicker feet. So if he gets. If they go to him earlier and he's getting, like 16, 18 minutes maybe, like, yeah, I think your pick is golden, Jay. I think that he easily gets that. My question is if he's, down there in the 13, 14 range, it's going to be pretty close. But yeah, he's a high point per minute guy. And I think that helps for me as well, because you said the role players play better at home. And, if they commit to this small ball lineup with either Giannis at the 4 or 5 basically the entire game, I do think they're going to have success. That's what kind of worries me. One more thing about the total, which we haven't really talked about, is if there's long stretches of time where this game is a small ball game, like there was in the second quarter and the third quarter, late in the third quarter when the bench units started coming in, that's going to pump up the score a little bit, or at least at the very least the pace. The pace is going to quicken, so that could pump up the score a little bit. So keep that in mind. But I mean, I think the total has gone up a little bit since it opened, 220, now 221 in most shops. So I think that some people are thinking the same thing. But I'm not quite ready to jump on board. I think I'm probably going to keep that as a lean for now at this point. The first half, though, 108 also has a little bit more value if you think that the first half is going to have a little bit more pace.
Junior, I want to ask you a question. I like the third quarter over 56 here. We've seen every single third quarter go over. This one, what we see, the first half go under. The second half, the pace really picks up, and they come out at halftime for some reason really running and gunning. I also like the over 56 in that third quarter, Junior. What you think here, as far as total wise? You think we'll see that same thing, type of game plan as games 1 through 3, where the first half goes under, then the scoring really picks up second half, possibly even go over? What you think about that one?
Yeah, it's kind of weird, right? Because every third quarter has been in the 60s, if I'm not mistaken, in the series, right? So these have been some high-ass quarters, teams coming out making adjustments. I haven't actually made a total bet in a while. I haven't had a good read on these totals because I expected this to be a little bit of a lower scoring series, and this has been some pretty high scores. So I don't really have a look on the total. This game is actually going to be the most interesting game to watch because something that you guys have been saying is right. Like Middleton and Drew Holiday have the ability to just win this series. If those two play their best basketball, Phoenix has a problem because you have Chris Paul, you have Devin Booker, and DeAndre Ayton has really stepped up. But pound for pound, I think, especially because Middleton and Giannis have been playing together for so many years, if Middleton can be that closer that they need, And if Drew Holiday can continue to get in Devin Booker's face, because he's bothering him, he's been a problem for him. Then the Suns are in trouble. So it's going to be really interesting to see what Monty Williams has in store. Because in my opinion, the best case scenario, which is why I took the Suns today, is that the Suns keep it close in the fourth quarter, in the sense that when you watch Milwaukee, like, I guess the best way for me to explain this, because I was about to say something that's like super obvious, so I'm just saying it a different way. Milwaukee is like a super good front running team. Like if they're up big, you're not really going to come back against them. They're going to just keep piling it on and piling on. They're going to take a 12-point lead to a 20-point lead. You're not coming back from that. They're going to take that to a 35-point lead. Like they're really great front runners. But when the game is like 2-3 possessions in the fourth quarter, you saw it against Atlanta. You've seen it again. You've seen it from them for the last couple of years.
Yep.
They get really, really tight. So all Phoenix has to do is just kind of hang around. Yeah. And I really think they'll cover the spread. That's kind of my thinking in this game. Whereas if Phoenix doesn't cover the spread, it's because they're getting their ass whooped. They're getting blown out by 15 to 20 points again, which when Milwaukee's playing their best basketball, is very possible for Phoenix. Phoenix is super top heavy, right? If Devin Booker plays like shit, they're gonna get dropped by 20. It's just like a fact.
You got a damn good point, Junior, because and we have to admit, so we know that the Suns have a better coaching staff. I mean, I'm not going to shit on Budenholzer too much. He's gotten them to the finals, but Monty Williams is a better coach. They have a better coaching staff. One little side note is I don't really like when guys get a new head coaching job before the series is over. I don't like it. Don't announce it until it's over. I do think it could be a distraction. We do know that Willie Green is likely the new Pelicans head coach, but aside of that, we know that Chris Paul is a real good game manager as well. And if it is a close game, I must say I do trust the Suns down the stretch more. Like I say, I think the Bucks will win this game, but if I had to take it, I was thinking the other day, I'm like, man, I might have to put some money on Suns plus 4.5. It's even up to 5 now, guys. So it's even up to, if it's going to 5 at some spots, if you like the Suns, I could see it being a close game, guys. I must say it's going to be a tough one. I want to propose one more thing to you guys, Jordan and Junior. What do you guys think about this? What do you guys think about not necessarily wanting to get down 0-2, but we saw with the Clippers. You let the team come out, show their hand, show everything that they could do or whatever. Let them, not gonna say let them win the first 2, but you know what I'm saying? Hey, they win the first 2. Okay, cool. You go and make your adjustments. Sometimes teams really go out there and show everything they have. You see what I'm saying? Obviously, it's going to be small adjustments, but what if the Suns have played their best game and gave them the best that the Bucks can get, and they figured them out? What do you think about that, Jordan? It's not impossible.
I got the feeling, kind of watching Game 3, that like the Bucks were the ones that were kind of giving them their best shot, and the Suns were. The Suns kind of took it on the chin outside, the last 5 minutes of the second quarter and third quarter, just collapsing defensively. And I agree with something Junior just said, that, when these mistakes that they made defensively kind of compounded, because then they just got down on themselves, and then the Bucks took advantage of that and went on these incredible runs. Like I know the end of the third quarter was like 16-0. I know the end of the second quarter run was like double digits. I can't remember exactly what that one was.
30-9.
Yeah, it was something crazy. I remember that. It was similar to the end of the third quarter. So, they combined all the things that went wrong for the Suns on the road here, and then the corrections that they can make, which I think are more than they won't be able to make. And the fact that they, outside of those 2 collapses and taking a pretty good shot from the Bucks in this game, they still were pretty, fighting, pretty shot for shot almost. They were obviously, in that second quarter, kind of losing that lead, and that you kind of saw that happening. And then, because we were all in Bucks first half, we kind of knew like down 0-2, like that was like almost the easiest bet that this finals has ever offered. Like, I don't want to get too cocky, obviously, but like that's kind of why, like, I feel like the Suns can, kind of course correct a little bit here. But you're right, like the Bucks, if they, I'm gonna go right back to it. I feel like a broken record. If they commit to small ball, which I think they absolutely know they're the better small ball team when Giannis is playing one of the big man positions, and especially the center position where he's just and running pick and roll. And the Suns continue to just not stop that, and Devin Booker doesn't show up with like 35 points tonight, they're absolutely going to go back tied 2-2 to Game 5 here. I think the Bucks could cover easily in that scenario as well, especially if Booker doesn't come to play. So I wouldn't say that they figured them out, but I do think that the Suns took a lot of shots from the Bucks in Game 3, and I do think they're going to be able to at least plan for some of that and not be as I think at least hurt by the runs because of the crowd. I think the crowd will still play, obviously, but it's not going to be as big of a factor, I think, in Game 4, because I think the Suns are going to be ready for all of that.
Exactly. Hey, obviously it doesn't help when all the calls are going against you as well. It's definitely not going to be definitely going to get you down on yourself.
Yeah, not going to be a 10 free throw discrepancy either. It's going to even up. There's just so many things that I think will course correct at least a little bit that have nothing to do with how the Suns played. So that's kind of my thinking here in Game 4. Like I said though, I'm just keeping it at a lean at this point because I do respect the Bucks a lot because you guys said it. If it comes down to if Booker comes back versus whereas Middleton and Drew are the second and third best players in this game behind Giannis, if that happens, it's over. We're going back tied. So, and this is a 3-game series.
I cannot wait to watch this game, man. It's gonna be a good one, Junior. Any other closing words before we get to the final plays, my guy? Love the shirt, I must say.
Yeah, great fit. Appreciate the shirt. If you ain't got one, what are you waiting for? Get you one. Support my guy Jay. But in terms of this game, it's just going to be must-see TV because at the end of the day, the Bucks win today. It's a 3-game series, and I'm not going to lie to you. Even though I got a future pick on the Suns, there's going to be a lot of value on the Bucks in the next game, the next time they play in Phoenix, if they can win tonight. So it's going to be interesting to see from a capping standpoint what that line is going to be in Phoenix if Milwaukee gets some momentum back. But I just think that the Suns have shown me enough that I don't want to like. I used to say this a lot, and it just applies to my life as someone who just does this all year round. I try not to buy too much, or not buy too much, get swayed too much by recency bias. Like what I just saw doesn't mean it's what I'm going to see again. And I just think that something that you mentioned, Jay, I really believe that Monty Williams is one of the better coaches in the league, and he's going to make adjustments to at least keep it close because I'm still not 100% convinced that Phoenix will win this game. I just think they'll do enough to hang around and keep it much closer, which is what the rest of the series is probably going to look like versus these blowout games.
Exactly. Hey, let's get to 5 now, guys. Jordan, break them off for your fish. I may say that 5 is starting to make it even easier to put a little on the Suns there. Yeah. Jordan, break them off with your officials, my guy.
It's quite tempting, I have to say. I haven't gotten there yet, but I do have Pat Connaughton over 13.5 points, rebounds, and assists. Like I said, it was at 12.5 last game. They need his scoring and rebounding especially from the guard position off the bench when they go small, because that dude can hop. So I think his athleticism, minutes he's getting. I think he gets there again. I think I got that at like minus 105 or minus 110. It's a pretty reasonable juice to pay.
I couldn't talk you off that. I couldn't talk anybody off. Pat Connaughton props. Connaughton and Portis are probably the 2 most important players for the Bucks in this game 4, especially whenever they play at the house. Simply put, obviously Giannis, Drew, and Middleton, but those are givens. Junior, what we like in here? What's your officials?
I'll tell you what. This Bobby Portis prop looks kind of interesting, just from the fact that he had 18 minutes in the last game. And what are you telling me? His total rebounds, points, and assists is what, 12?
12, I think, yeah. 12 or 13.
The writing's on the wall. In game, I think, 2, I'm pretty sure Brook Lopez didn't even play in the fourth quarter. And in game 3, Portis played 18 minutes and Lopez played 21 minutes. So for anyone looking at that prop, it's just a question of, is Bobby Portis going to get the minutes? If he gets the minutes, he's going to hit that prop. So I'm very interested in that because these prop markets are pretty soft. They're definitely a good way to get some extra change in your pocket.
It's the best way to, I think, bet the NBA Finals because they always expand their prop offerings. And then, like, the game lines just get so hard to beat as the series goes on. I think you're exactly right.
Right. And these prop markets, they overextend themselves. Like, these books, they just copy other people's market, but a lot of them they don't adjust the price properly according to what's out there. So you can really hit these guys pretty good with some of these props if you know your thing.
Yeah, in my opinion, Bobby Portis over 6.5 points is a tad disrespectful in my opinion. And last game he had 4 offensive rebounds and 4 defensive rebounds. You know what I'm saying? So 8 rebounds, 1 assist, and then 11 points in only 18 minutes. He shot 4 for 11. The shots were there. Even 11 shots in 18 minutes, a bunch. I think we see him at least 20 minutes now. Budenholzer's starting to see, hey, he is a juice spot off the bench. He's an energy guy at the house. He gets the crowd going. So whether they're winning or losing, I think Bobby Portis will get at least 20 minutes tonight. I think he goes for at least 10 points, in my opinion. So I'm taking the over 6.5 points, but I like the points, rebounds, assists as well. If it said 12,
it's 11. It's 11 and a half.
What the fuck are we doing?
11 and a half
minus
-105 on the over. They juiced the under on that on 11 and a half.
It's disrespectful. I'm sorry. Even if the Bucks lose his game, Portis plays a lot better at the house. He probably got his family there watching. He does it for the fans, man. If you guys watching these games, Portis gets into the fans, man. He does. He's out there. I put him in the game just to get the fans riled up, but I'll go both. Over 6.5 points and over 11 points, rebound, assists, man. It's almost borderline disrespectful, man. I like Jordan.
I was just gonna say, if I were to told you at the beginning of these playoffs that we would be playing Game 3 of the NBA Finals in Milwaukee and the crowd would be chanting Bobby, 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 you would have called me crazy. But here we are. The city. He said it too. He's like, I feel at home in Milwaukee. He's kind of bounced around. I miss him in Chicago, man. But to tell you the truth, he seems pretty much like he's found a spot for himself, and that's good. I hope he gets paid.
Exactly. Yeah, Gafford and Portis, 2 of the most underrated players in the NBA.
Don't shoot me twice, JG. All these Bulls guys and Wendell Carter, man, the list goes on and on of Bulls. LaMarcus Aldridge that Bulls have just let go. I don't want to talk about that. That's next season.
Can't wait till regular season next year, man. We're going to eat, my guys. We are going to eat. Hope to be back with my guys, Jordan and Junior, man. But like I say, I'm going with Portis over 6.5 points, over 11 points, rebound, assists as well. And I also like that third quarter over 56, my guys. Each third quarter has went over. That's what we see. The first half will go under, be a real good defensive type game, slow pace. Then in the second half, these guys really pick up the pace, mainly starting with that third quarter, guys. So it's been 3-0 so far. I'm going to go with it again. But I really like those Portis props, my guys. I like Jordan's Cunnington props as well, guys. Let's cash, man. Even Junior as well. I'm not on full game. Wish my guy Junior best of luck. I could see a close game as well, but obviously I'm pulling for the Bucks. I am. I like to see them win this game. I can't wait to watch it, man. It's gonna be a good one. Can't wait to get back. I think the next game is on Saturday, but I believe we're gonna do the show on Friday, guys. So we will be back Friday talking about the Saturday game. Appreciate everybody for tuning in. That's my guy Junior Browne. That's my guy Jordan Sharp. I'm your host Jay Money. Go to SBRpicks.com/NBA. Check out all the articles, the NBA content we have over there, my guys. We out.